Good day, everyone. I am Simon Marvy Agustin, and today I will be giving you a basic rundown or summary of the paper I have written, which dwells on the NATO attitude towards the ever growing expansionism and aggression of Russia. So, uh, despite the intricate topic that I have picked, uh, I picked it because of the ongoing events today, and it's part of the contemporary issue that we have now that affects everyone globally, despite not being directly involved in the conflict. So, despite as I said, despite the intricate topic that I have picked, uh, this paper was written in a way that it was simplified, briefly, and it was concise as much as possible, as much as I can, because I want this paper to serve as the a basic way or a basic medium wherein people who wants to dwell or to get into the to get into the complex no yeah geopolitics, the alliances and the tragic history of how uh, the aggression of Russia affected mostly Eastern European countries, and um, how NATO uh, reacts towards that aggression. So the initial parts of the paper, then highlights the how NATO was formed, the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, and NATO is one of the most important military organization up until now in our history. And yeah, the initial part of the paper dwells on how it was formed and how intricate the NATO command structure is, because it's based on two continents, one in North America and or in the Americas, and the other one is in Europe. So despite the huge gap between those commands, the NATO ensures the that cooperation and the logistics between both separate commands are work like clockwork. So the main body of the paper has a timeline which spans from the dissolution of the USSR, because at the time it also started. That's where the Russian Federation started. So from that, and then the timeline spans up until now, where in the invasion of Ukraine, and how NATO responded towards it by passing their own strategic adjustments, which it's a it's a it's a doctrine on how they will do or will deal with Russia. So spans from 1990s up until 2022 and beyond, which uh, encompasses the timeline up until now. So so the NATO response basically went from condemnations, especially the Georgian conflict and how Russia got involved and invaded Georgia, and slowly, when Russia started becoming more aggressive with their uh, uh, expansionism, and uh, even involves terrorism through cyber security and cyber threats, and a hybrid threats wherein uh, they will be involved with separatist groups and also target infrastructures through cyber attacks. And so, as Russia further become more aggressive and expansionist, NATO strave. NATO saw a huge uh, divergent diverge from condemning Russia towards uh, closely actively participating in containing the aggression. So this came in the form of creation of multinational battle groups, wherein it's like a group of uh, a formation of an army where uh, the we're in multinational, as I said, multinational. So it's composed of different nations, yet they have standardized equipment for logistical ease, and they would send this towards uh, the border, the border towards Russia. So Latvia and Estonia, those bordering countries with Russia. So these battle groups will serve as a deterrent towards Russia, and would also serve as a quick response force if Russia ever have funny ideas. So with the onset of the invasion of Ukraine, we also saw that NATO's involvement further grew. What started as a small arms shipments and non-lethal shipments such as medical supplies and humanitarian aids further developed into one all-out uh, commitment of arms, wherein uh, not only NATO will send small arms, but they will also send in critical equipments and high asset equipments like fighter jets, battle tanks, and high technology guided missile systems, which can eliminate the threat of Russian tanks and Russian aircraft. So with those arms shipments, further deters Russia from uh, it further deters Russia from very reckless and aggressive attacks. And with those arms shipments, Ukraine were able to stabilize their front line, and in most cases, they were able to even counterattack against the Russian invaders. So, with alongside with the current invasion of Ukraine, there's also the new doctrine of NATO, in specifically designed towards, or not specifically the word, specifically designed towards or against Russia, but Russia played a huge part in this new doctrine that NATO is or has created, which is the strategic adjustments for 2022. And with these adjustments, most of the NATO countries, mostly European countries, have uh, largely increased their defense spending, and this and also due to the aggression of Russia, uh, NATO grew with two more countries, which is Sweden and Finland. So pretty much, I have concluded much of my summary, and as a message to my professor, Sir Jumel, I would like to thank you for everything, and I am really interested in your subject and the way you teach. And I also thank you for giving us the freedom on which topic to pick, uh, because most of us have different interests, and studying geopolitics and military history is one of my hobbies. And yeah, pretty much that's all. And thank you again, Sir Jamal, for everything. And I hope to see you around again.